Hi everyone, it's Maureen Muldoon and we are on lesson 181 with A Course in Miracles, the workbook lessons. And if you've been enjoying these lessons, go ahead and like it and subscribe and share it with your friends, because an idea shared is strengthened. So lesson 181 from A Course in Miracles says, I trust my brothers who are one with me. Trusting your brother is essential to establishing and holding up your faith in your ability to transcend doubt and lack of sure conviction in yourself. When you attack a brother, you proclaim that he is limited by what you have perceived in him. You do not look beyond his errors. Rather, they are magnified, becoming blocks to your awareness of the self that lies beyond your own mistakes and past his seeming sins as well as yours. So, when you are judging, attacking, running someone down, you invest in a world where that's a possibility, and thus you have to live in that world. So if you run down your brother and say, like, you know, this guy is an a-hole, then you got to live in a world of a-holes, you know, as opposed to saying instead, like, I don't get this guy. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm going to trust that he's actually doing the very best he can with what he has. And from that trust, it's like you kind of wash your hands. I mean, not to be Pollyanna and not to be unengaged, to come from a place of strength, which is peace. Peace is a place of strength. And as long as you're judging and attacking your brother, you're very weak, and you render yourself weak, and you know, you don't want that. Number 2 says perception has a focus. It's this that gives consistency to what you see. Change but this focus, and what you behold will change accordingly. Your vision now will shift to give support to the intent which has replaced the one you held before. Remove your focus on your brother's sins, and you experience the peace that comes from faith in sinlessness. That's what I'm talking about, man. This faith receives its only sure support from what you see in others past their sins. For their mistakes, if focused on, are witnesses to sins in you, and you will not transcend their sight and see the sinlessness that lies beyond. Basically, it's saying, like, you spot it, you got it. And it's like, I don't want that, you know? Like, I don't want to take responsibility for having that. The only way I could see that, whatever that is because it's within me and I don't want to heal it or own it or embrace it. You hear a lot about, like, people who are gay, who are not out, and they are, let's say, religious leaders, and they point the finger at all these other people who are gay because they haven't embraced their own gayness. That's just an example. But there's, you know, people who cheat on their spouses, you know, they're like, you're the cheater. And it's like, when you point at somebody, there's usually 3 fingers pointing back at you. So anybody who's attacking anybody in any other way, that's because they haven't fully made peace with that being a part of them as well. And the good news is, if we instead start pointing at you, if we point at ourselves like, oh my gosh, I'm gay, or I'm a cheater, like, then we have the potential of healing it. To be shameful about, like, we're all doing the very best we can. Actually, the truth is, in board games, I love to cheat. Be careful with me, because I will slide cards under the table, I will flip dice like you don't even know. And if you ask me if I cheated, I will say no. Kind of part of the fun, isn't it? It's a game. I don't always cheat, but I've been known to. Number 3, therefore, in practicing today, we first let all such little focuses give way to our great need to let our sinlessness become apparent. We instruct our minds that it is this we seek and only this for just a little while. We do not care about our future goals or what we saw an instant previous, has no concern for us within this interval of time, wherein we practice changing our intent. We seek for innocence and nothing else. We seek for it with no concern but now. That's so good. I mean, just like drink that in a little bit. We seek for innocence and nothing else. You know, like, this is all a game. This is all a game. We're all just a bunch of kids in the sandbox. And sometimes some kids will get scared and cheat, you know? But if you catch somebody doing that, it's like funny. I don't know why I'm on this mad ramble of the idea of cheating, but the idea is that nothing really has ever happened here. We've just fallen asleep. I have fallen asleep. I've created this world where I made up a bunch of rules, and I get upset when people aren't following them, even though I never follow them. And but slowly I'm waking up, and slowly you're waking up, and slowly we are waking up to what a ridiculous charade we've been playing. So, number 4, a major hazard to success has been involvement with your past and future goals. You have been quite preoccupied with how extremely difficult the goal this course is advocating are from those you held before. And you have also been dismayed by the depressing and restrictive thought that even if you should succeed, you will inevitably lose your way again. Practicing these principles in all of our affairs and being impeccable with them and really taking 100% responsibility for our own part, like, yeah, that's not easy. It's super easy to blame other people. It's super easy to point the finger at other people. It's super easy to complain and point and pout. It's super easy to do that. You know, actually not doing that is kind of hard. Being impeccable with your word and seeing all things as beautiful and good and innocent. But the truth is, the idea that it's hard to be good is actually part of the ego song. We were designed to be good. We were made for goodness. So we can kind of laugh at the idea that it's hard. It's not hard. It's not hard to love. When we say it's hard, we're not really saying it's hard. We're saying, I don't want to. That's what we're saying. I don't want to love him. I don't want to forgive her. I don't want to. And because I don't want to, I will tell you that it's really hard. But it's not hard. It's as simple as any other decision. Number 5 goes on to say, how could this matter? For the past is gone, the future but imagined. All of these places of not seeing innocence is based on yesterday or tomorrow. So it's saying, like, let go of that. Just let go of that. How could this matter? For the past is gone, future but imagined. These concerns are but defenses against present change of focus and perception. Nothing more. We lay these pointless limitations by a little while. We do not look to past beliefs, and what we will believe will not intrude upon us now. We enter in the time of practicing with one intent, to look upon the sinlessness within. We recognize that we have lost this goal if anger blocks our way in any form. Wow, okay. So, you know, we know that pain means pay attention inward now. What I like to say about anger is that anger is just really, 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 really loud sadness. So if somebody's sad about something and they present as angry, we can have compassion for them because they're like a call for love. If you're really angry about something, it's probably due to something you have not expressed and not felt heard in or not fully felt holy about. That's totally forgivable. We recognize that we have lost this goal if anger blocks our way in any form. And if a brother's sin occurs to us, our narrowed focus will restrict our sight and turn our eyes upon our own mistake, which we will magnify and call our sins. So, for a little while, without regard for past or future should such blocks arise, we will transcend them with instructions to our mind to change our focus, as we say, it is not this that I would look upon. I trust my brothers who are one with me. I actually had an experience the other day where this guy, a friend of mine, man, he is angry. And angry about the current events and wants to not take responsibility for anything. Very, very, very enmeshed in his white male entitlement, you know. And I said to him, you might want to read this book. oh my Lord, you would have thought I said to him, you might want to cut your hands off. He was like, I've read books and I want you to read this book. And I was like, wow, okay. So you just wanna be in your anger right now. Okay, that's okay. Take as long as you want. You know, your anger doesn't have to impact me. And I spend less and less and less time with people who are in that classroom. I think about anger like I think about stormy weather. And stormy weather is sometimes it's beautiful. Sometimes sacred anger is beautiful. But I don't want to live there. And if somebody is like just like angry all the time, like it's like get some help. If I would be angry all the time, I would get some help. I would think like I need help with this. So there's no shame in asking for help if this should be your circumstance. This is not what I would look upon. I trust my brothers who are one with me. And we will, so if you see somebody's anger, this is for my part, what is mine to do is if I see somebody's anger, I'm not to look at their anger like I just did for you. I kind of explained everything about this person's anger. What I'm to look at is to remember, what do I love about this person? What is good and beautiful and holy about them? Let me hold them in that light. Because when Jesus saw the leper, he didn't say like, man, you got some disease. This is going to be hard to cure you of this. No, Jesus was like, it's done. Get up. Get up. He only saw the healthy, the holy, the good, the beautiful. So that's my part, and that's your part. That's our part to play, is not to focus on our brother's sins, but to focus on their holiness. Good luck. And 7, it says, and we will also use this thought to keep us safe. Throughout the day, we do not seek for long-range goals. As each obstacle seems to block the vision of our sinlessness, we seek but for a surcease an instant from the misery the focus upon sin will bring, and uncorrected will remain. Nor do we ask for fantasies, for what we seek to look upon is really there. So we're not saying like, I'm trying to conjure up some ideas of this person. No, this idea is really there. It sits so close to that other vision of that sinful idea that it's like almost like the other side of the coin. It's like the inhale to the exhale. So we could see this differently, is basically what it's saying. And as our focus goes beyond mistakes, we will behold a holy, sinless world. When seeing this is all we want to see, when this is all we seek for in the name of true perception, are the eyes of Christ inevitably ours. Wow, so we get to see like Christ saw. Like when he didn't see the leper, he just saw a healthy man who was sitting around thinking he was sick. And the love he feels for us becomes our own as well. This will become the only thing we see reflected in the world and in ourselves. The world which once proclaimed our sins becomes the proof that we are sinless, and our love for everyone we look upon attests to our remembrance of the holy self which knows no sin and never could conceive of anything without its sinlessness. We seek for this remembrance as we turn our minds to practice today. We look neither ahead nor backwards. We look straight into the present, and we give our trust to the experience we ask for now. Our sinlessness is but the will of God. This instant is our willing one with his. So that's beautiful. We look straight into the present. This instant is our willing one with his. So it's almost like the Byron Katie stuff. Byron Katie fits so tongue and groove with A Course in Miracles. Her work called Loving What Is, being right here and right now and loving what is. And when we do that, when we attempt to do that, we can literally flip the switch in our minds to see what's really here, because what's really here is love. If we're not seeing love, we have blanketed this experience with a filter, and we just want to peel that filter off and say like, I will no longer use this to harm myself again today. Like, I'm a loving being in love for love and as love. You're a loving being in love for love and as love. And I'm going to commit to seeing and being and freeing that love for the both of us. Gosh, that's good stuff, right? I am still up on Madeline Island. This place is gorgeous. little peek at the lake. Our kids are home from slinging pizzas, and I'm going to go spend some time with them. And, you know, God goes with you wherever you go. God is sending you love notes all the time. Never allow yourself to dabble in the low vibrations of judgments and anger and sadness. If they should come, just feel them and then let them go. Just let them pass. And you might think, that's a really hard thing to do. Just try it out. You know, just like what Jesus said, like, just get up. Sounds like, you know, not taking our pain seriously, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm suggesting, that we don't take our pain seriously, but we take our happiness seriously. Just try that out as a scientific experiment, see what happens. I love you guys. God bless. Namaste.